time that they had went over there, when her son was playing,
We are now live.
they have got paved parking lots that are all striped. They take their tailgating seriously and, really organized. And like you said, the stadium is, I think, away from town.
We're gonna
so-
have to end our pregame show here.
For those just joining
But
in,
anyway.
this is the commissioners meeting, not the Pat McAfee show.
We are recording and live streaming.
And the Colts were lucky enough to pull that one off over in Berlin. So, anyway. How we doing there, Scott?
You're live, sir.
We are live?
We are live.
Okay.
Recording for posterity.
For 180 days of posterity. Is that about how long we keep it, Scott?
The law is 90 days.
The law is 90?
But we have not removed any content since we started. So.
Okay.
We'll review that at another time.
Well, taxpayers and citizens, welcome to the Bartholomew County Commissioners Meeting for November the 10th, 2025. This morning, Commissioner Kleinance will lead us in invocation of pledge. If you in this room can rise, please do so. Larry, the floor is yours.
Our Heavenly Father, we bow our heads today and give thanks for the opportunity of coming in and participating in local government. We're grateful to live in Indiana and in the United States of America, and we recognize all of the special blessings that we enjoy that many people across the world do not, and we are grateful for that. Help us to do our part. Please help us to be mindful of other people and to be kind and generous when opportunity presents itself. Please be with us today. These things we pray for in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Larry. The first item on our agenda is approval of last week's minutes.
I'll move to approve our minutes.
Second,
Motion by Larry and a second to approve those minutes. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Next item is the approval of claims,
I'll move to approve claims.
and I will second that. I've got a motion from Tony and a second to approve claims. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Next item is the approval of payroll.
I'll move to approve payroll.
I'll second.
I've got a motion from Tony and a second to approve payroll. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? That motion carries. Under our weekly reports, we had another big week last week. I just can't get over how the weeks just keep surprising us. We collected, had 52 permits issued, fees collected $15,839, estimated value of construction $27,785,758. And that report is available up in code enforcement. If anybody cares to take a look, the one notable in that was the new commercial apartment building there across the street from the Rory Glick Funeral Home there on the west side of Washington, 25 million for that. So anyway. Our next report's County Highway, and we've got our engineer with us, Danny Hollander. Good morning, Danny.
Morning, Danny.
Produce for a touch.
Yeah, at least, for having played the, number one team in the country. Either Ohio State was easy on Purdue.
Purdue scored a touchdown.
You know, I don't know, I did not get to follow that one at all, but, score wasn't just, could have been 85-3, but, it wasn't terrible, was it, Danny? So, anyway.
Danny, I'll interrupt you. Best touchdown Purdue ever scored. I was in the stadium. 32 years. I don't know how many years ago, 20 years ago. Purdue played Ohio State. I actually texted my son on Saturday because Ohio State was at Purdue. Wasn't it at Purdue Saturday?
No,
Oh, it was at Ohio State.
State.
Anyway, 20 years ago, I was at that game. Drew Brees was the quarterback. And we're in the stadium, Ohio State's ahead, and Purdue drives down the field and scores a go-ahead touchdown with about 30 seconds left and won that game. That was an awesome game to be at a stadium.
The good old days.
Those were the good old days, yeah. Yeah, that's been a while. Brees was the quarterback.
Yeah. Okay, Danny.
The crew report for last week, we did the sidewinding and stone on 400 West and 200 North. We've been patching with the hot box. The ground stumps on 700 North, they're by the Grillo's Pickles, and then we did the work on the east side of the railroad tracks and got it ready to go.
Okay.
So NDOT issued the railroad notice to proceed on that widening, so that after they get that done, we'll be able to finish up the whole road, but, that's what we've been waiting on, the crossing. We mowed in Clay in Sand Creek Township, and then Milestone paved 200 North.
Okay.
Danny, are we working on 800 North on that tile?
We got it all dug out of the road, and then they're gonna put the tile in.
So the road's kind of a mess.
Well, it's not a mess, but we've taken out most pavement or half.
I got a
pavement.
call from someone there.
Yeah.
Called
it's-
her back this morning, but
Yeah, I mean, it
I
was-
thought it was internet related, but it wasn't.
No, we dug out that tile
Okay.
that was kept breaking down, so it wouldn't break down.
How big a tile? Remember what
It was like 12-inch
Oh, was
clay.
And
you
was it
know,
in the center of the road or did it?
Yeah, it was in the middle of the road.
Ran under the road.
Well, I don't know if it was an old gravel road and they widened the road on top of it or what the deal was, but yeah, it's ran under the road for like a mile. you
Really?
know, and
All
Not
right.
across, it ran the same direction,
And the only place we dug it up was on the ends where we cut it,
no, we took it all out, so we didn't deal with it in the future.
breaking down.
Yeah.
It's been sucking out.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's been sucking out, and then we fix it, and then it happens somewhere else, and we finally just got tired of messing with it. And
okay.
hired Darren Romine to run a whole new tile north of the road. And then we dug the old one out.
All right. What are we gonna do with that? What are we doing now? Cause we've got, what have we stoned it?
Yeah, it's stoned, and it was packed pretty good, but as people was driven on it, it's
We
just,
got a little rain.
we gotta get keep it maintained, but I don't know if Milestone will be able to get paid. They're balking at it. We've been trying to push them to get it, at least part of it paved, the part that's dug up, but,
Like a wedge
yeah.
or the whole road?
Well, they've got like a 3-mile section in our overlay, but just that section that we dug up especially is what we want to
Okay.
get done.
Weather's not cooperating very well.
No, and they've got a bunch of, I guess, NDOT work too, they're wanting to get done before the season closes, and,
Okay.
so we're,
Well, I still have to talk to this young lady.
well, we're aware of it, and,
All
I
right.
mean, it's
Probably pretty dirty, the road,
yeah, it's gravel,
but it's probably muddy. Or
it
the mud's
wasn't,
gone.
I mean, maybe now, but it
Okay.
wasn't, it was just kind of it was packed in and then kind of was developing potholes in places that PS people drove on it, so we were keeping an eye on it, but.
All right. Well, everybody's not used to driving on gravel roads in Bartholomew
Yeah.
County, so anyway.
You know, it's packed lime, you know, good. It's not like a gravel road where it's loose, but it's,
Yeah.
you know,
You've got 2 or 3 items here for us, Danny. First of all, you need to purchase some cutting edges for snow blades.
yes,
And-
we got, 2 quotes.
Yep.
Northern Supply, 6,875, and then DMC, Wear Parts out of Minnesota for 8807.
I'll move to approve the low quote. Northern Supply, $6,875.
I'll second.
Got a motion from Larry and a second to approve that low quote with Northern Supply, or award it rather, $6,875. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Next item.
I got a expenditure for Shireman Excavating. We putting in a culvert on 750 East, and it took longer than anticipated. And since the extra time put us over the.
That rock's hard to dig out, isn't it?
Yeah, and I should have anticipated that. That is Rock Creek Township, so the fact that there was rock in the creek shouldn't be a surprise.
We won't hold it against you.
Yeah. and
That
with it-
rock, yeah, that's, now it was limestone?
Yeah.
We've been shale, probably
Be
a little easier to work
dig when
with.
it's
but-
shale, yeah.
And we didn't have enough cover on the box to have any play, you know, so we had to get it down low enough to be under the road, so.
Okay. So it's, so the quote, the bill ended up being 5,000. That's why it's here.
Right.
I'll move that we approve that, or do we approve it or ratify that expense for Shireman Excavating, $5,000?
Second, motion from Larry with second to approve that expenditure for Shireman Excavating, $5,000. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carried. Okay, then the third item,
Danny,
Danny.
just, Carl, I'm sorry, did
Go
he
ahead.
have to use a rocker arm to break it up, or did he just use his bucket?
We got a hoe ramp.
Oh, that's what I
okay,
meant.
And we
Okay.
break it up. and then
Okay,
he,
all right.
uh,
That's a mess.
Yeah.
When it's, I mean, it is hard to do. Okay, sorry.
We finally finished up the 24 overlay. They've been waiting on us to get that culvert pipe underneath Tanny Hill Road, and after we got that in, we finally got it paid. But the final contract ended up overrunning $39,975.22, which is 1.5% of the total $2.7 billion contracts.
Okay. So, to get this squared away, we need, I'd make a motion, then we'll go ahead and approve this extra $39,975.22 to the original contract with Milestone. This contract was, awarded on April 22nd of 2024. And, some of those roads though did not get overlaid till this year.
Just the one. I mean,
Just
we've
the
been
one?
waiting on, yeah, because we did a phase 2 in 24 and it was all been done.
Okay.
So it was just that one
Okay.
road they've been
So
holding up.
they basically were paid for everything except that overrun.
Yeah, they've been paid for it all for the last road.
Yeah.
And that last road kicked it over the contract amount. So
Okay.
that's why we did that.
So I've got a motion by myself and a second. That will make the grand total to that original award, $2,738,787 and 67 cents. A lot of sevens in there. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried. Anything else, Danny?
Well, it looks like we got the annual bids are in my.
That's
in my,
right. Yep.
Area, since I'm the only one that's got them, I guess, this year, and,
So, we will, give notice to bidders for, year-end bids. And for the highway, these three items for highway, it's crushed stone, sand and gravel, and then the corrugated aluminum or the galvanized steel, aluminized or polymer coated steel culvert pipe. So all of those items will be welcome to be bid on, and we will advertise them on November the 12th and November the 19th. We will open the bids on December the 1st and award them the first meeting of 2026, which is January the 5th. So,
Carl,
to
if I
approve.
can, I'm sorry, Tony.
I was just gonna make a motion.
If I can go add to that, I brought it up last week in our little conversation about why do we still do year-end bid? And we've eliminated a lot of them, but these items in 2019, and 2020, when we had such a tremendous escalation in costs, because we had a year-end bid, we were able to buy box culverts and culverts that maybe doubled in price. We were able to still get them at our year-end bid price. So it benefits us, not every year, but we occasionally hit that year where we see a huge escalation. And because we did a year-end bid, we're locked in. If the price goes down, we bid it anyway, and we'll get that reduced price if it's lower, if the guy wants to get the sale. So for these products, it benefits us to do it. Not every year, but when we hit those odd years where we see huge price increases, I think it's good for us.
and it helps us start planning when we know, like chip seal, we know how much we're gonna pay for stone. You
Right.
know, we don't wanna get a different price every time we go get a load.
okay,
Move to approve consideration and notice to bidders for 2025 year-end bids for crushed stone, sand and gravel, and aluminum galvanized.
I'll second.
got a motion from Tony and a second to give that notice to bidders for those year-end products for the highway department. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried. There you go, Danny.
Hey.
That do it?
That's all I have.
Any other items for Danny?
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Danny. Next up, Chad Swank. Chad happens to be here with us this morning. Good morning, Chad.
Morning, Chad.
All right. We're buying a few, radios.
Yes, we are in needs of some handheld radios. Our current ones are getting a little old and the vendor doesn't support them anymore for repairs or anything. We've got a little bit of money left in the,
My wife kind of said that same thing about me.
yeah. Yeah, so we've got a little bit of money left in the budget this year, enough to get 7 radios. So that's a grand total of $16,262.40. What you have in front of you is state QPA pricing on those. The state bids those out, so we'll get the same price no matter what vendor we go with here in Indiana.
I'll move that we approve that expenditure, $16,262.40.
I'll second.
I've got a motion from Larry and a second to award that proposal to the sheriff's department here for 7 handheld radios. Again, that purchase price $16,262.40. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
So
Thank you, Chad.
Then we have another expenditure here for the sheriff's department. I don't know. Brandon? I don't know if,
We can do it.
We can do it. This is, to outfit a, 2023, Chevy Silverado that, it's a new truck, but I think was somehow either a show truck or demonstrator or something. And, they got two bids to outfit that truck. The original proposal was awarded on July 7th to Signal 10. And they were the low bidder. Move Over Outfitters out of Lafayette was the higher bidder back on July 7th. But I guess the difference is they didn't have the shipping and handling on that original award. So that makes the new total amount $14,291.05. Again, still makes that the low bidder, Signal 10 out of Seymour. So I'd make a motion, we ratify that additional expenditure for the sheriff's department.
Second?
Motion by myself and a second to approve that additional expenditure for that outfitting that 2023 Chevy truck. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed. Motion carried. Okay. Next item, we have kind of internal housekeeping. We have consideration of amendment number 9 to our employee benefit trust plan. And Tony, you want to speak to this briefly?
I can. It's, as you said, housekeeping. You know, the federal government changes standards every year and we have to keep up. So they require a high deductible plan to have a certain deductible. So we had to raise our deductible on our higher deductible plan by $300 a year. We added a hearing aid benefit of $500. Co-insurance was adjusted. Basically, these are all housekeeping issues for our employee benefit plan. I'd make a motion that we approve amendment number 9 to the employee benefit trust plan summary plan description, effective January 1st, 2026.
Second?
Got a motion from Tony and a second to approve this amendment number 9 to our benefit trust plan. All in favor of that motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. I didn't ask any questions from anyone. That's the end of our published agenda. Well, under miscellaneous, couple of items. First of all, I think we have Dave Broden on Zoom here this morning from M Street Fiber and going to give us a little bit of an update. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to provide an update on the project. As you know, our construction was stopped almost 9 months ago when our main construction partner shut down their operations nationwide. And at this point, I know there's residents out there who have been waiting for the fiber, and we're also very anxious to get going again. So this will be an update of where we're at. Since the construction stopped, most of our focus in the short term was on any outstanding issues that were left behind, road repairs, property restorations, resolving homeowner issues. And those have all been done. I would say during that time, while we've been shut down, we have continued to receive orders and install services. And the take rates in Bartholomew County have been quite good for the areas that we had completed. There was a surety bond in place to protect the project. And right now, the main step that needs to happen is the bond company to approve our resumption of services because of the time that's passed. There are some extra costs to complete the project that the bond company will cover. And so therefore they have to be the ones to approve what's going to happen next. We were able to get an okay to complete a few areas in the state that were almost finished. And that included one area in Bartholomew County with 250 homes. That'll be turned up this month. And that'll bring the number of homes and businesses with available services to just over 3,000. But the main part of it's the remaining work. That's the bulk of what needs to be done. We've received bids from 4 different construction vendors, and we expect to be able to choose a vendor and get approval before Christmas so that we can get up and running again. I know that there are some critical deadlines related to the ARP grant that's in our agreement with the county, and that's all been communicated to all the vendors that are bidding, so they're well aware of what we're looking to have them do. We've also want to do some customer communication, some resident communication. So we're working right now with our ISP partner, Gigabit Now, on plans for what some widespread media announcements and public communication would look like. At this point, we're so close. We believe we're so close to having a vendor selection that it's probably going to make sense to align those two things, and we can share what that looks like, what the schedule looks like, and all that information when we get there. And like I said, that we expect that all to be wrapped up in December.
Dave, this is Tony London. Nice to see you here. Just a few quick questions to make sure, at least for people who are going to pay attention, understand everything. How much money has Bartholomew County invested in this project so far?
None.
Nothing, right. The taxpayers of Bartholomew County have not paid a dime. We have an agreement that once M Street Fiber, which used to be called Hoosier Fiber, which is the company that Meridian, who we made the original agreement with, it owns the network and is having the network built. If they are past a certain ratio of houses in the county, not the city, but in the county, once they hit that number, they are, that would trigger $4 million from our ARP funds that were awarded to us in 2021, I do believe, would go towards that project.
And we've set that money aside.
And we've set that money aside, and that money is still sitting in our bank account. And, but December 31st, 2026, if that money is not spent, that money goes back to the federal government. If M Street Fiber has not hit that number by some point, probably December 1st, then M Street Fiber understands that they will not be getting that money from Bartholomew County and that no other monies will be forthcoming. So if they were to eat, I can't remember the exact number, let's say 80%, that's going to be close. If that 80% number is hit January 17th, 2027, M Street Fiber will not be receiving any money from Bartholomew County. Do you agree with that?
That's completely correct. And yeah, I'll just reiterate again for anybody to avoid any confusion. This is entirely a privately funded endeavor to build this fiber optic network in Bartholomew County. The ARP funds, again, if we complete the percentage on time, would be available. And in our agreement, those are primarily for like future marketing, for devices in the home, things like that. Is by that point, our construction would have been done. And so that was extra money to help make the project more financially viable for us. But
And Dave, I think we understand, I think the commissioners, we want to pay that to M Street Fiber. We hope that you meet the deadline and get our residents hooked up, and we hope that we pay that. So. I
We hope
mean,
we
I
get
would,
it.
if you pay me enough, I'll come out there and help you get it done. I might make,
To that point, Dave, does M Street Fiber have any thought or any idea of stopping the project?
No,
This
That's
is,
why-
this
that's
is
why-
going.
yeah, that's why, I mean, that's the main reason, it was supported by a bond and, we're already in it. And so we're anxious to get back up and going.
okay,
So just to be clear to everyone and the media in the room and on Zoom, Bartholomew County has not paid a dime. We will only pay the $4 million ARP funds if you hit that particular percentage before the end of next year. And if you don't hit that number, no money will be coming forth to M Street Fiber. However, we do want to support the project. Even if you don't get that money, the project continues, right?
That's true.
All right, we have questions, Carl.
Yeah, Brad.
Yeah, Dave, so if 3,000 premises have been served, can you give us a sense of how many more need to be done to reach that 82% figure?
It's 85%.
I can't remember.
I've heard
exactly.
82 from
The-
them, and then I've heard 82 and 85 from
Yeah.
different parties.
The threshold for the ARP grant is 82% for the grant.
okay.
Which is,
I think that's correct in the contract.
yeah, there's a different
but-
overall percentage in the agreement that we would want to pass. That's something.
And that was Brad,
12,000.
that was Brad from the Republic. The total number of homes that we believe are in Bartholomew County unincorporated areas is roughly 16,000.
That's what I thought.
So 80, let's say 80% of that is
800.
Thank you.
15.
Close to
So we got
13,000.
about 12,000 houses more to pass roughly to qualify for the ARP funds.
Yeah.
And I would like to interject that if they do not make it, Bartholomew County does not get to keep that $4 million.
Oh, no, that money
That
goes.
$4 million will go back to Washington DC. And I would think most of us in this room would be happier if it did get to stay here.
Yeah, absolutely. To help people that really, really need it, to get fiber, because it's not an option anymore. And Dave is well aware that it's the Wild West out there in Bartholomew County right now. There are a lot of companies out there digging fiber. And he and I have had conversations about that. And M Street is taking a very long view of this. This is not a hurry up and grab what you can. They're here for the long haul, right?
That's true. And also, our goal is to improve service to residents. And so, I wouldn't mind if we were the only fiber provider, but for residents out there, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if they had 2 fiber providers to choose from.
John has a question.
Yeah, John.
Just a quick one, but if they were not to finish building out the county, would they still provide service? Would service still be available to those who have been reached? I mean, they're not going to back out of the county if they don't get that $4 million. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's what Dave, you can answer that, but
No, this is in particular, for those who don't know Meridian who's our investor, is a long-term partner. This project is actually modeled as a 50-year investment. So that we look at things on a 50-year time frame. This is not, things like this are, well, this shutdown's unfortunate. We're not happy about it. In our long view, it's not a major impediment. So we're looking to serve all these communities in Indiana for the long term.
so as Dave said, it's, ultimately people are going to have choices. They're going to have choices of providers, and that always benefits the end user. And so that's all I have to say on the subject.
Okay, Dave, thank you for being available.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Any
thank
other
you, Dave.
questions for Dave? Thank you, Dave. A couple other quick announcements. County offices will be closed tomorrow. Tuesday, November the 11th, in observance of Veterans Day. And for those that are interested, our Veterans Day service will be tomorrow at the courthouse memorial. And again, that is at 11 o'clock. John Foster and Zach Ellison, I think, will be the two notables here locally that will do the announcing and the welcome. And so the public is sure invited. And I think I have actually got a doctor's appointment at that time. I'm gonna miss it. So that is, we were remarking this morning, Veterans Day is always on the 11th day of the 11th month at 11 o'clock in the morning. So we're very grateful. You know, it makes this country what it is by all those who served and those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to let us do what we're doing. Our next meeting will be next Monday, the 17th at 10 o'clock. Any other comments?
I'd just like to quickly say that Mike Lovelace, we all know Mike. Mike's been a member of our community for a long time, was a police officer, and his dear wife Sandy passed away on Thursday. They've been married just about 60 years, and she was a wonderful lady. Mike came to a lot of our meetings and held us accountable, asked hard questions, and he's been doing that for a long time. And his wife Sandy made the best peanut brittle I've ever had in my life, and she will be missed.
Anything else? We are adjourned. We'll be back here next Monday at 10